Good morning, everyone. Let me just check and make sure I'm live on YouTube and appear to be. There we are. It's just gone 8 a.m. Indochina time. And I'll just get rid of the music to make sure you can hear me okay. Hey, good morning, Raj. How are you doing today? Let me just check my sound and make sure it's okay. Yep, sound looks all good. Okay. And we're live on all channels: YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Kick. What we're looking at. Oh, good morning, Gigi. You're up early today. How are you today? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for following. Everybody be sure and click that like button. That does help the channel. What we're looking at is XAU on the 10-minute time frame. And this is yesterday. Okay, I always mark the times where I see the big moves. We had one at noon in Thailand, Indochina time. Then we had another one at 5 p.m. and then another one during the Wall Street session, the New York session. So some really good moves. And Raj, this is the one I'm telling you about. I watch every day. It's about 4.5 hours from now, and this is when Tokyo comes back from their lunch break, and they start closing their orders. And then London opens here, and we had a really good move. You can generally get a good move at this time. Not exactly on the minute, but about 4 hours from now, 4 to 4.5 hours from now, it starts. And you can usually get a good move for the next 4 or 5 hours. So that was yesterday. And we traded between 46.39 was our high yesterday, and our low was 44.99. So a $140 move yesterday. Now let's see what we're going to get today. Move over to today's chart. Whoa, 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 whoa. Gold is wants to go up. How about that? And I need to adjust my trend line here. This is the last candle. Now we're on the 8 o'clock candle, the first candle. This is the first candle for the Singapore and Shanghai opening. And China had a holiday yesterday, so they weren't doing very much yesterday, but it looks like they're coming back and wanting to buy gold. Good morning, Alex. Nice to see you here. And of course, this is my trend line strategy. And I believe that's the chart we're looking at. Yeah, there we are. Pull it down a little bit. This is not the Asia high yet, but we do have the Asia low over here. Just correct that a little bit. I always mark the Asia session with the black box, gray box, and that's our Asia low for today. Tokyo took it up and then brought it back down a little bit. Now it's moving back up. But as you know, I don't do anything on this first candle. Let's see what the direction is going to be before I make any kind of move. I need to adjust this trend line here. Okay, now we're all set. So if this breaks and closes above the trend line, then that's an indication for me to go long, and I would put my stop loss at 4509. I would put it in the upward trend line, so that would be right about here, about 4508, 4508, 4509. And let's just see how it plays out. It's only 5 minutes into this candle. Sometimes that will reverse. We will wait and see. Had a big drop yesterday, big bearish move yesterday, so we might see a retracement today. Where's our previous day high? Way up there, 4639, our previous day high. I don't know. Well, we can get up there. You never know. For gold to move $140, it's not a big deal for gold, is it? We just let this candle finish and see what it's going to do. But it's looking good for a bullish move so far. Let me go over and look at the 5 minute chart is definitely bullish. Wow. Definitely bullish on the 5 minute chart for about the last 20 minutes. Well, that's a good question, Raj. Yeah, we're bearish on the high time frames, daily and 4 hour. The 4 hour went fully bearish on the 4 hour time frame yesterday. So fully bearish on the higher time frame. And somebody says it might go back to the pivot point. Yeah, it's definitely likely to go back to the pivot point. That's a that's a magnetic zone there where it likes to go back to and move away from. Well, this is when the market opened. That first candle, that's New Zealand. That's the start of the day. That first little red candle there, that's New Zealand. And of course, you move across and you get then Australia, and then you move across and you get Tokyo, and then we get Singapore and Shanghai. So that's my period separator there. That white line, that's always the beginning of the day. And there's nothing before that. Gold doesn't trade for 1 hour before the New Zealand market opens. It closes for 1 hour. You only have 23 candles in the day chart. On the 1 hour chart, you only have 23 candles per day because it closes for 1 hour before the market opens in New Zealand. Oh, got another 1 minute on this candle looking very bullish. But after such a big move, I know it, it's going to pull back. At least it's supposed to. That's what it normally will do, but I don't know. Gotta give it another minute. Sit on my hands, wait for that candle to finish. Safe haven demand. Well, yeah, it's hard to know. It's hard to say what's going on. The world has gone crazy. The war seems to be starting again in the Middle East. Now we're getting that little bit of retracement. Okay, just stand by, guys. Here, I'm going to go to my MT5. And I'm going to place a buy trade. Make sure I'm on the right chart. Okay, I just went long. And I said I would put my stop loss at 45.08. Okay, that's done. That's a pretty big stop loss, but that's where it's supposed to go. So I'll just put my stop loss on the chart here for you. 45.08. Okay. And yeah, I know I'm going to get a retracement. I know. Always. As soon as you click buy, then it comes back down. That's good. That's my stop loss there. And what was my entry? Was 45.35. 45.35. Right there where it is now. And I could go ahead and put a take profit in there. That'll be a good one, 45.53. We'll put the take profit at the pivot point. Okay. Well, that's not a very good risk to reward ratio, but it is what it is. I can always move the take profit if this thing starts to go. Okay. What is happening with oil? Well, right now, but it's been going up yesterday for sure because they started the war again in the Middle East. Iran is sending drones and bombs over to the UAE, and I don't know. Okay, Alex, if you don't have enough dollars storage in the meantime, you have to pay with reserve to buy energy. Not quite sure what you mean by that. Okay, so I'm in a little bit of a profit now. And guys, I just tell you, gold is bearish on the long-term chart. But the reason I'm not trading on a long-term chart. It's a 10-minute chart. Okay, and my strategy is a trend line strategy. If it breaks above and closes above, then I go long. Breaks below and closes below, I go short. That doesn't mean that I'm bullish on the long term. No way. Okay, this is just a 10-minute time frame, and it's a day trade. Okay, I might even get out at this pivot point at 45.53, but I'm looking to let this go, and then I'll move my stop loss above break even, and then whatever happens, happens. Either either it'll do one or two things. It'll go up and hit my take profit, or it'll come back and hit my break even. And I got about 50 pips now, 50 pips in profit. I like it, let it go 100 pips before I move my break even. For gold, 100 pips is nothing. But I'm not so confident that we will go to higher prices. Uh, Maybe for a while. I don't know. It looks like it wants to now. The chart is moving up now. Just 50 pips. I still am tempted to move my break even, move my stop loss to break even. What am I here? 45, 35, 45, 35. I might do that right even now. If I get stopped out, well, I get stopped out. 45, 35. No, one. Just put a little bit above break even. Well, I can put it more than that. Okay. All right, guys. I just moved my stop loss to break even. So I cannot lose on this trade. And you might be asking, why did I do that? Because gold is bearish. All right. Gold is bearish. Now we are seeing a bullish move now, but uh, I know that we don't know how far it will go. It might come up to the pivot point. It might go even further today. It might just go up like a rocket. Anything can happen. But I've got 50 pips on this. I want to protect that just in case it should do a reversal. I, I, my goal is to protect my capital. And when you take a trade, anything can happen. And your primary goal in trading is to protect your capital. Good morning, Howard. Nice to see you here. I hope you fully recovered from the flu. Alex, no, I'm at home. I'm in Bangkok. I was supposed to go to Dubai last month, but the airline canceled my ticket. I think that's a good thing. And not doing Morocco, not yet. That's hopefully going to come later this year. I'm looking at going to Malaysia next month. That's good to hear, Howard. Yeah, it takes a while to get over that flu. That's a killer. So maybe you'll be back into trading. So it looks like it's going to retrace here and possibly hit my break even. If it does, well, it does. Let me go back over. Oh yeah. Okay. Look, I'm looking on the 5 minute chart, and that little bugger it wants to come back and hit my break even. That's okay. I know. Usually I wait 100 pips, but I just wasn't 100%. This thing has made such a big move this morning. I know that it's going to retrace, and I might be able to get back in if I get stopped out on break even. Okay. Well, it's really close, just a few pips away. What's it going to do? Anybody else got a trade going? Did anybody go long? I don't think anybody went short. Did anybody go long yet on gold? No, okay. Now I'm on the 1 minute chart. I just want to see if it's going to come back to my break even stop loss. Oh, the 1 minute chart looks like it's going to survive. Okay. That's a little bit dodgy to put your break even on gold 50 pips away from the entry price. That's a little bit dodgy because 50 pips for gold is nothing. It can come back and hit you. 100 pips is generally fairly safe. If you get 100 pips away from your entry point, then you can move your stop loss to break even. That's pretty safe, right? 50 pips is a little bit iffy. But I'll tell you the psychology behind that, the reasoning was that, we've seen such a big move in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 hour of green candles. And I just really wouldn't be surprised to see a reversal and come back down and maybe bounce off the trend line and then continue up. If it was to do that, then if it was to do that reversal, then I would get in, I would re-enter the price uh, wherever I see the bounce from the trend line. Okay. Just bear with me, guys. I'm keep switching over to MT5. Oh, it looks like it's going to continue up. Good. Yeah, now I'm on the 1 minute chart, and it looks to be like the bulls, they grabbed control just before it got to my break even stop loss. Yeah, that's looking better. Okay. So I got a little bit of breathing room now. Okay, guys, you understand my trend line strategy, why I did what I did here. This is the upward trend line, the green one. It goes back to the monthly chart. And this is the downward trend line. It goes back to the monthly chart. And then I connect all of these together where they have touch points. Then I connect them together from the monthly to the weekly, the 4 hour, the daily, all the way back. And we get to the 10 minute chart. Oh, now it's coming back down. Oh, this one might. It only got up to what was it, 40, 45, 45, 40. And it didn't like that at all. It didn't like that 45, 40 level. And then if it closes above, which it did on this candle, it closed above the trend line. It breaks and closes above, then I go long, and that's what I did here on this candle. This was the second candle of the start of the Shanghai market. And the opposite would be true. If it broke below and closed below, then I would go short. It did not like that 45, 40 level. But sometimes if you sit here and you wait 30 or 40 minutes, then it will just run away from you. So I don't mind to get in. I've protected my capital. cannot lose on this trade. If you weren't listening, I've moved my stop loss above the entry point here, about 3 or 4 pips. So I cannot lose on this trade. Originally, the stop loss was here, but I have moved it up above, so I cannot lose on this trade. What it looks like it might do, it just take me out and then go again. We've all seen it do that. And right there where that stop loss is, 45, we're at 45.35.3. That is a strong resistance and now support. And I'm only a couple of pips away from getting stopped out. I guess nobody else took a trade yet today. Oh yeah, that's a strong pullback. Uh, okay, one more. Not yet. It's really close. Hey, that's like 1 pip away from my stop loss. I'm looking on the 1 minute chart. I don't have a 30-second chart. Yeah, it's really, it can smell that stop loss. Uh, okay, come on. Oh, it's funny. This one's going to get it. Yeah. Okay. Hit my stop loss. I'm out of this trade. That's okay. Now watch it take off to the moon. I'll leave that entry price there. I'll get rid of my stop loss, which I had here. Get rid of the take profit, and I'll readjust my trend lines. And let's see what happens. That was my entry price, guys. Was. But I didn't lose anything on the trade, so I'm okay. I was a bit suspicious with all these big green candles. You know it's going to pull back. You know it's going to pull back. You don't know where or how far, but you know it will. That's okay. I know if nothing happens now, I will come back in here in 4 hours and just almost 100%. That's when Tokyo comes back from their break and they start closing their trades. They start placing their orders. It's always a good move at that time. So this sucker just breathed on my stop loss and now it's going back up. That's all it did. It just breathed on that stop loss. But as I said, it's a little bit dodgy to put your break even so close because that's so easy for gold to come back 50 pips. Yeah, generally, if oil goes up, Alex, then gold will go down. If we look at yesterday, gold is bearish, and the situation is, on the higher time frames, gold is bearish. Excuse me. On the higher time frames, gold is bearish, and oil is maintaining its high prices, and even went up yesterday, and it's gone up today again, I believe. But there is a relationship there, sure. And we just look at price of oil is 101. It got up to about 103 yesterday, I believe. Yeah, 103 yesterday, and then it even went back up there today to 103. It does. It is very volatile. This is the big players, the institutions, hedge fund managers. They're manipulating oil for sure. There's no question about that. But oil is maintaining its high prices, and that puts pressure on gold. Does everybody understand the relationship there? And why would gold go down? It's a good point you bring up, Alex. Why would gold go down if oil is going up? The situation is if the price of oil keeps its high prices where it is now, that is causing inflation in all economies all over the world. The prices of everything is going up because the price of oil is very high. So with the prices of everything going up and inflation also going up, right, what's going to happen is the central banks will start putting their interest rates up on currencies. And when the interest rate is high on the US dollar, that puts pressure on gold. Big investors would rather hold US dollars if the interest rate is high. They would rather hold US dollars than to hold gold. So what's happening is the US dollar becomes the preferred safe haven. And we can look at the DXY. It's not as strong as it has been, but it's maintaining. It's maintaining. All right, and it's likely if the war continues, it's likely that the U.S. dollar will continue to go higher because as inflation increases, the central banks, what they do to try to control inflation is they put up the interest rate on their currency. And if you check forexfactory.com right now, today we have the interest rate decision on the Australian dollar, and that comes in about 3 hours from now. And they are forecast to raise the interest rate. It's the first central bank I've seen that is going to start raising the interest rate. And they're doing that to try and control the inflation in Australia. So if you trade the odd US, the odd CAD, the pound odd, the euro odd, anything with Australian dollar, it's going to be very volatile today in 3 hours from now. So be careful if you're trading that. And the increase of the interest rate is good for the currency. But don't expect you can just buy the Australian dollar when the news comes out because it will be very volatile. It might shoot up like a rocket and then come back down and knock out everybody's stop losses and then go up again. I see a lot of volatility. Okay, so now, hmm, getting some bearish movement here on the, at least on the 1 minute chart. Let me check the 5 minute chart. Yeah, that's a big ass red candle on the 5 minute. You guys are not seeing that, I know. Let me go to my chart, and we can put that on the 5 minute chart. 5 minute time frame. Yeah, that's a big ass red candle there. So we are getting some retracement here, and there's a dragonfly doji. It looks like maybe that bullish run has fizzled out. Ah, maybe, maybe not. Oh my goodness. Go back to 10 minutes. This is where I take my trades. So like I said, where I had my break even stop loss, that is a kind of a minor support resistance level. And that's where it's hanging around right now. 45.35. That was my entry point. What did Tokyo pushed it down? Well, the first candle of Tokyo, they pushed it up, and then they came back down, and then they started pushing it all the way up again. Oh, now look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Now, if I had held on to that trade, I'd be in a huge profit right now. Could have, would have, should have, but didn't. I don't care. It's all right. I know the market always presents opportunities to make money. So I'll come back for the Tokyo close, and I know I'll get a good trade. I'm not going to chase this one, guys. I'm not going to chase this candle. I'm not going to jump back in. I do not suffer from FOMO. Yeah, look at that sucker. And which candle is that? That's the 8:30 candle. Okay. Yeah. So we don't talk about the past. This has already happened. And I'm not going to freak out because I missed a good little move up there. I had a great move yesterday in the Tokyo close. Fantastic trade yesterday. I know that generally that's always a good, reliable one because you get the Tokyo close, and then right after that, you get the London Open. So nobody has said whether or not they have a trade open. Does anybody have a trade open on gold? Just say yes or no. I'm really curious. You're all watching the chart. Did anybody take a trade yet? If you took a trade on gold, say yes. If you didn't take a trade on gold, say no. Oh, there's a lot of people already left the room, I see. Yeah. You see what would have happened if I chased that candle? Now I'd be in a loss. I would be kicking myself. I would be saying, "Oh, Rick, why did you do that? You know better. Don't chase the candles." And with this doja here, it might go up. It's just playing with us right now. So, for those of you that might be watching the recording, if you want to reach out to me directly, my messaging service is Telegram, and my ID is @RickRayFX. And I do have a chat group, a Telegram chat group for traders. If you want to be added to that, let me know and I'll add you. And of course, you can check out my website, rickrayfx.com. And if you'd like to join me on my broker, the broker I use is Tickmill. They're very, very good. They're global and they're very, very good. rickrayfx.com/Tickmill. So this is one, two, three, 30 minutes. We're getting just sideways, but at least staying above my initial entry point, 45.35. But it really doesn't look like it has the momentum to continue to higher prices. It doesn't seem to have that momentum. Bears are really trying to come in. The sellers are trying to grab hold of it here. They're trying hard. Alex is short on the Euro US. Okay. Shakeout candle. Okay. I don't know. One candle shakeout. Maybe. Maybe try to. Maybe it was what do they call a sucker punch? Oh, and Bitcoin is doing well. How about this? It hasn't been to this price in a long, long time. 80,000. That is incredible. Oh God. Okay, guys, I'm gonna shut down for today on this session. You saw what I did. You saw why I did it. And if you're taking a trade, I hope you have a good trading today, good session wherever you are in the world. And just remember, I'm here every Monday to Friday at the same time for the Asian market. If you want to reach out to me, get me on Telegram. Have a great day. I'll see you again tomorrow.